YouTube family, it's your boy D-Right Cut, D, you know what it is. We back with another banger. Today we got a mid-drop fade. He's got a middle parts, kind of like the juice, so we're going to get into this. Ain't a too long video, but make sure y'all do me a favor. Please like, subscribe, comment, and let's get it, man. So, first, we're going to start with our initial guideline, and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to bald it out with my trimmers. The way I'm using the trimmer, you're going to see that I'm not putting a hard line in there. So I'm taking the trimmer against the grain almost, and I'm pretty much creating a diaphragm of a drop, kind of like an angled drop fade, but it's going to go ahead and bald it out so that I can get straight into the fading. And I took this route simply because I just wanted to switch it up. I don't want anything to be repetitive. I want everything to be different, but to where it catches your interest, we keep you involved in the video. And if you have questions, man, comment, man, please comment. That helps the algorithm so much. It's not hard, guys. It's not like I'm asking you to buy something. I'm just telling you straight up. Support me by helping my algorithm. You can share it. If you don't share it, just like it and comment, man. Even if you do a fire emoji. So we're creating that ball line. Simply, this helps me. I'm creating my initial guideline to know where I can start fading up. And it's at a drop, so that it gives a little bit of an angle. Nothing too crazy, but this is how he wanted it. So this is how we rocking it. Man, shout out to my guy, X-Man Jeremiah, Breeze Dogs out here in Dallas. So, check him out. Tap in with him if you need your dog trained. He can get you right, from house protection, home protection, all those good things. So let's get into it. Let's go. I'm going to go in with my one close with my Andes Masters. And I pulled these bad boys out. I normally don't have to, but I've been itching to use them a little bit more. So I'm going to use them. Mind you, these were a $300 clipper when they first came out. I don't know how much they are now, but I take pride in my clippers and my tools, so I take care of them. So we're taking a one close with the grain, not going too heavy on it, not going too hard, just keeping it steady. I apologize for my elbow being in the way a little bit right now, but it'll get out of that way as I just go around his scalp. So as you can see, I'm just kind of following how the hair grows. And that's the biggest thing when you're cutting hair, especially coarse hair, is following the pattern of the hair, the way it grows. If you can do that, you'll never have an issue. For everybody isn't the same. I remember my first time, I kind of had an issue, and it turned into a learning lesson, but that's okay because experience is the best teacher, and I cannot make this up. So that being said, we're taking it with the one close with the grain, taking it down. You see a little bit of hair falling off there. He didn't want too much off, still wanted to keep it dark, but enough to where he can notice. This is what we call just perfecting the haircut, making sure you're going over it. I always tell you guys, after you do this type of haircut, taking the hair down, make sure you brush, comb, whatever it is, please do that because it'll help you get all the dead hairs out of the way. And that is essentially what you want. Sorry, y'all had to blow my nose. So we've done that. Now we're going to get into the fading part, and we're going to start going in there and fading. I've already made my guideline after that, so I'm going in there with my one now and creating the next level of guideline. And we're just fading into this haircut. And because of the way the hair grows and how it's doing it, and it being a drop fade, I'm just taking my time and I'm making sure that I get a perfect angle on it so that when it all connects, it connects to a drop. And that's what you want. Your client's desired look will always matter the most. I cannot make it up. So what they ask for, make sure you deliver and give that to them. That is the key to cutting hair, growing a clientele, staying consistent. As far as education too. So we're going to jump around a little bit. Now we're going to jump into the back of the nape area. And I'm going to go through this, blending it out, detailing it real quick, and just pay attention to how I detail. On the next portion of the video, I'm going to show you a little bit more in detail how I did the fade. And I've shown you guys, for guys who've tuned in and see my other videos, that it's all repetition and skill. That's the biggest thing. You see his sons in the background chilling. I got a video I just posted of his other son, so you guys will see that one before you see this one. So that being said, I'm detailing right now. I'm always brushing after every stroke. I'm using the tip of that blade to fade it out. Those things matter, you know. Those things matter to me. So I tell people all the time, repetition, skill, perfecting your craft. Be a master of your craft. Mastery. Perfect it. Really try to hone in on your flaws and things that set you back and hold you back from being the best you, and perfect them, craft them, because that is what matters. So let's get into this haircut on the other side, a little bit more detail, a little bit more educational learning. It's going to be a little bit longer on this clip, but eventually you'll see. So we're creating that next guideline. And so now we're fading up. We went in with our clipper open. Now we're going to go in with the one guard, clipper open, and we're going to create that next guideline of blending up into the fade. So we're blending up, not down, blending up, not down. So as we continue to blend, it's all about the strokes, knowing when to use the whole blade, knowing when to use half of the blade, the tips of the blade. But consistency in perfecting your craft will help you understand this as you go, knowing which way the hair grows and how to blend it. And you'll see as I turn the clipper a certain way and I angle it, this will ultimately help you become a better barber. I can't make this up. I'm here to help y'all. I'm here to better y'all. That's what I'm here to do. So that being said, pay attention to the details. I've now gone into my 1.5 guard. I'm fading all that dark way up. And the reason I'm using a 1.5 guard instead of a 1, because it's going to be easier to debulk that hair on the side of the head, the parietal ridge of the head. It'll be easier to debulk that hair. So I'm going to be able to blend it out and then go back with my 1 and perfect it and detail it out using the tip of the blade, the corner of the blade to blend it more. So that's what I'm doing here. And you can see, so we're blending deep into it, getting into the bottom of the fade, making sure that everything corresponds into one, from dark to light, light to dark. It's all a transition of configuration of bettering your skill set, honing in your craft to make sure that you do a quality haircut. Because when people sit in your chair, that is all they want, is a quality service. It's like when you go to eat dinner, you want good service. Anybody wants that, you know? So that is the key. For me, I've been doing this so long, my skill set is good. I could cut any hair, any ethnicity, you name it, I'm there for it. I could even do women's hair if I really, really wanted to, but that's besides the point. Let's stay on topic. So I'm using the tip of that blade right here to blend out the nape area of that hair. And we're pretty much blending out that bottom of that line, guys, and creating a detailed blend. So now that we've finished the nape, we're gonna finish up the side of this haircut. I'm gonna go back to my Andes Masters. I'm going to use my 1 and we're going to start debulking. Now remember, I did a lot of debulking with that 1.5. Now we're to the 1, and it's going to help this blend just be a little bit more precise, a little bit more detailed, because that's what I want essentially, is a clean, blended, detailed fade. My client, that's all he asked for, that's all he wants, and I got to make sure I deliver because that's what he's paying for. So as we're blending, we're staying in the same level with a kind of forward motion, but we're popping in there and then popping out. This helps create that clean blend. And you always want to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, guys. That is the key to perfecting your craft. You're not always going to be perfect, but if you do what you have to do to make sure that you check the details, it will pay off in the long run. So you see this blend coming together, and that's what I want. So we're using my 1 still, we're blending into the fade, kind of just working our way through the process of it. This will help create the clean fade that we want, that he wants, and you can already tell it's blending. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why my nose is just tripping right now. Allergies, I guess. So we're gonna go to our half guard, and that would be your 0.5 guard. And we're gonna go right below where we were fading with that 1 and just fade up some more. This will help take out that little line that if you're looking at it right where I brush, you'll see the hard, heavy weight line. And it's not super heavy, but that is where we're aiming to blend out. So once we get through this, we will go to no guard, and we will use the tips of the teeth method, and we will turn those out, and we will kind of blend and detail that fade. This creates the final look, and it's not always this simple. But like I tell people, whatever you put that hard guideline in there with, whether it be clipper, trimmer, whatever the case, that's what you'll take it out with. Or you have to learn how to be able to blend without creating another hard, heavy weight line. So now we're doing is that what I said is blending it out, creating that clean blend. And so you'll see once I finish the bottom of that blend that it'll be a little bit of weight around that parietal ridge, and I'm gonna go in there and detail that blend and fade it out a little bit more so that it's not a heavy weight line transcending onto the rest of the fade. Because when the light hits it, that's when you can really tell how the haircut looks. That is what I'm aiming for, guys. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not the best, but in my eyes, I will always put myself up against anybody when it comes to cutting hair. So blending out the bottom of that fade, we're just staying in that motion, keeping everything to where it should be. And that's the point of what you want when you're doing these haircuts, is that you're keeping everything to where it should be, and to your client's desired look. So you can look at that fade now and could tell it's well blended. I'm just doing a little bit of detail work right now. So using the tip of that blade, we're gonna just hit a little bit of portions or pieces on that haircut, and it's gonna help it blend. Ultimately, this will come out as a fire fade with a clean line. And the fade is part of it, but the clean line makes it so much better. Because if you got a crispy lineup, then you know you did your job. So taking that trimmer now, and I'm just balding out a little bit more, getting out a little bit of those heavy weight lines at the bottom. So it helps create a better look. Nothing too crazy, nothing that is too drastic, but it evens out and makes the fade just well better blended. And you can look at it now and just be like, dang, that blend is crazy. So we're gonna use our level 3 hairspray right here, guys. It's a level 3 hold spray. It just holds the hair in place. You don't need a whole lot. You just need a little bit, so you can just lightly tap it. I'm gonna spray it, and then I'm gonna brush it in. And then literally it needs like probably like 15 seconds max of dry time. So just brush it in, get it good, make sure you spray it good, and then work your way through the haircut. So we're gonna work on that juice type part that he's got going, and we're gonna clean that up and get it real crisp and clean first, and then we're gonna jump into our hairline. So I'm not gonna stay on this part too long. Now we're gonna get into this hairline, guys. You can look at the fade and see it's well blended, well balanced, bottom to top, top to bottom, even when the light hits it, even in the dark section. So that's what we want. Now let's get into this hairline. I always tell you guys, middle to left, middle to right. Middle to left, back to your right. Whichever works for you, work with it. I usually go middle to left because that's my weak side. But all in all, is having a format, having a blueprint is the key. And when you're doing a hairline, starting from the middle kind of helps you get a basis of, okay, this is where I need to be. Then you can work your way around the haircut. That is what you want. So you can see me, I'm just taking my time, tapping, not pushing the hair, staying exactly where I started with that trimmer, staying in that same crevice of its outline for me, and I'm following the blueprint and the guideline. Doing that helps me become the better barber, but it gives my client a fire haircut. And that's what I want. I take pride in my skill and my talent. I get a lot of hate from people, especially my own people, my own color people. But it is what it is. I know how good I am. And when you know you're good at stuff, people just automatically feel some type of way. Like I tell people now, do not let my confidence offend your insecurities. And it's simple as that. I'm not here to savor your feelings. I'm here to get better and better everyone around me. Either you want that or you don't. But if not, I cannot help you. If you do, let's get it. So working on those vertical bars, you can see me, I'm pulling the skin a little bit with my left hand and kind of lining him with the right hand. And then I'm using the tip of that blade to work those corners. We're not going deep in those corners. We're just working those corners a little bit. And then we're connecting with the vertical bar. So what we do to one side, we'll do to the other. It's going to be simple. I'm not going to go too in deep because you've already seen a lot. And you could just tell this is a fire haircut. with that being said, you know, for those who have tuned in, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. You can follow me on Instagram at drightcut. You can email at me as well. All my contact information is in there. If you have questions, you know, jump in the comments, ask a question, shoot me an email, jump in on Instagram, shoot me a message, you know, comment on one of my posts, and I'll respond and I'll help you. The goal is to get better. Each one teach one, be better. That's the goal. So you can see me, guys. This cut came out fire already. I'm pretty much done. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment. Please, for the algorithm, much love. Stay blessed. Let's get it, man.